Hey, what is
Right.
cracking?
Feel it.
It says
Feel
we
it.
are
Feel good.
live. What's cracking?
Yeah,
Oh,
live.
all right.
What's crap?
Click here. All right. It says, yeah, click here anytime. Post to view.
There goes the notification.
All right. Good. I think I justified my my M1, my Mac Mini M1 purchase.
Right? This stream's behaving.
It is behaving. It is. So, hey, what's going on? Y'all tuned in mad quick. All right. What is going on? What's popping? We gonna get it fired tonight. I got the Mac Mini M1. You guys saw. And look, guys, it's working. No buffering.
Working.
The stream is working. What's crap? That makes me happy when I can load it in and there's no issues. So we gonna do this countdown timer real quick. I got my boy Fuljens.
Yo.
I got my boy Dr. Elo.
¿Qué pasó?
Here, que lo que. So we gonna rock this out. We got another minute. We want to give people some time. We're going to talk remote production today. We're going to get live, y'all. We are going to get live. We are going to get live. Let's get it popping. That's really offbeat. But
I like it, though.
It's your stream. It can be offbeat as much as you want it to be.
Well, so because I got to fix this because...
What happened was
because I got a new Mac M Mini. Now I got to change all of my stuff because some of the stuff didn't transfer over. So,
won't matter.
Yeah. Yes, Dr. Elo's still in PR with his bootleg internet that I'm going to call him on blast for.
You know, with the lemonade.
With the lemonade.
The Elonet.
The Dr. Elo net. Hey, Candace, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. I got some of my personal friends checking through. What is up? Let me fix this text right quick. Can we do this? Yes, no pink, because India's not a pink kind of girl, but I'm not going to mess around with this too much because I'm going to end up breaking it is what I'm going to end up doing. Fuljens is like, right, India, quédate quieta. Stay still. Que lo que. Quédate quieta. Espérate. And for those of you guys that are... Right. For those of you guys that for those of you guys that are on Facebook, come check us out. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Freezing in Puerto Rico. Check us out.
Snowing.
What is poppin'? What is happening? How are you guys doing? So let me just say what's up to everybody in the chat. Let's get this fixed a little bit. We got Richard. Thank you so much because, Rich, you chimed in, I think, in the middle of the week with Rob. And then yesterday you were on. We have one of my admins. This is Lola Cakes, yellow, showing support. We have Facebook user. And who is this Facebook user? Hey, guys, I'm on DJ and Brent's live. I will join later. Okay, love you too. That's one of our peoples. I appreciate you. So love you too. And when you do come back, just make sure you give Ecamm Live permission so I can see your name.
Thank you, FB user.
Right, exactly. Who is this? Facebook user. Give Ecamm Live permission so we can see your names, please, or come through to YouTube, India Delgado. I am the only India Delgado on YouTube. Come through, and then everybody gets to see cool. What is this called? Avatars. I was stuck on slow front. Everybody gets to see cool avatars through there. Joe Swift is in the building. Thank you so much, Joe Swift. I appreciate you. I thought about you, Joe, earlier, and I was like, wait a minute, I got to bring Joe on. Joe bought me on his show. That's a bad host of me. Marie showing love. What's up? How are you doing? So while I continue to say hello to everybody, we got Joe. Thank you so much, guys. RK3, I did not get to connect with you because setting up the Mac Mini took a little bit longer than expected, but we working. So while I continue to say hello to everyone in the comments, let's do some introductions, y'all. Oh, and because now we're making this a thing, we gonna do a yurt check. So I know I don't gotta worry about my boy Fuljens because he's from Brooklyn, right? This way. Hold on, where's Fuljens? I gotta get my Stephanie down packed, right? Exactly.
Oh, wait,
And
look,
then
it's
there
the
you go,
Dr.
you
Elo.
got me. Hey, that's a Dr. Elo, exactly. Exactly. So let's do a yurt check. Let's get it. So are we gonna do this all simultaneously the way I tried with the ladies last
Yeah.
night? All right, so
All
we're
right.
gonna do this
Yeah.
on 3, 2, 1. Yurt.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. That's how it is. So for those of you guys that don't know, or for Miss Diana, because I will eventually get Diana to say yurt, but Diana always says baby yurt. For those of you guys that
Baby
don't know, yurt is a New York City thing, right? So remember back in the days, everybody would be like, I'll holla, what's poppin', right?
Hello.
Exactly. When in New York, when you see somebody, you see your homie down the block and you want to call out to them, you go, yeah, what's poppin'? Yeah, right? And
Got it.
that's how you get the attention. That's how it's done. So that's how you really, you see how to lean back. Yeah. Fulgen, show him how it's
Right.
done from New York.
Yeah.
He did the baby yurt. He did the baby. Dr. Elo, show him how it's done.
You're
There you go. Yeah, he did that Washington Heights Spanish Harlem
that was
yurt. Wait, do it again. Do it again.
That's the long distance
You're
yurt.
Dímelo, papi.
Dímelo, papi, que lo que?
That's the long distance yurt. I did the short distance one.
Oh, he did the one that he would do to Diana. You know, he saw Diana across the street.
Right.
Yurt.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. We got Candace. Candace is from Brooklyn, so she already knows. Yeah, right? That's how we do. That's how we do. And boom, let me get it together. Hello. All right, so Fuljens, let's go to you because you're my kindred spirit from Brooklyn, Flatbush. What you know about that, y'all? What you know about that? We got Fuljens
about the
Henry. He runs his YouTube page, FitBK, which is a fitness channel. Fuljens does a lot of stuff with nonprofits and minorities and the Caribbean community in Brooklyn. So I am going to let him do a much better job at his intro than me. Without further ado, we got my boy, Fuljens Henry. Let's get it. Yo, let's get it.
Thank you, India.
You're very
Very
welcome.
excited to be here. I'm Fuljens Henry. My background is in nonprofit management. I'm the deputy executive director of HCC. You have my website there, hcinc.org.
He's
We
being
are a health and
fancy.
social services agency. We also provide mental health services. As India mentioned, we service the Caribbean population, primarily women of color, right? So we have a fitness program called FitBK. During the pandemic, we've transitioned to online services and telehealth. And, you know, that was like a pivoting point for me during the course of during the peak of the pandemic. I found myself transitioning into kind of like a producer role, and one thing led to another. So as I'm transitioning into a producer role to provide telehealth services for HCC, I started doing my research, and that led me to Team Sony, of course, on YouTube. So I was trying to basically research the best cameras for live streaming. Team Sony led me to Doc Rock, led me to Ecamm Live, and this is why we're here today. You know, so I'm just blessed, and just like one thing after another led me to this amazing community, which is the Ecamm Live community and the Let's Get Live community. So follow me on all my socials. It's Fuljens Henry, and again, I'm excited to be here.
You know, it's so cute when I have you guys on the show and you guys are so humble because it's like, why? Like, you're so cute. I know. Where's my, hold on. I got one for that. Hold on. It's so cute. I love it. And now we are going to go into Dr. Elo. Dr. Elo is a veteran. So first and foremost, thank you so much for serving and for defending our country. We appreciate you and your service. And with that, I don't know what he does because he's like this man of mystery. All I know is that he's Dr. Elo. So I'm going to let Dr. Elo do his thing. Let me switch you out. And what
All
is
right.
poppin'? What's going on, man?
So Dr. Elo, short for Efren Lopez. Grew up in Puerto Rico, married. I have a 6-year-old who I love both very much. I've been in the Coast Guard since 2004. So 10 years active duty doing operations. Then I changed to the waterways management side. I was the waterways manager for Puerto Rico Virgin Islands. Then I moved back into the States, started working with deep water ports, and changed to the Maritime Administration, which is run by the Department of Transportation. I am the deputy director there on the Office of Deep Water Ports. And I also do nonprofit. I have a nonprofit. It's called La Asociación Puertorriqueña de Sostenibilidad, which is in English, the Puerto Rico Sustainability Association. I'm the president, and I'm also the co-founder for the Sustainability Management Association, which is worldwide. I'm one of the directors there as well. And I do YouTube videos on live streaming, on sustainability. I do some blogging as well, and technology related to live streaming. So check my channel out. It's Dr. Elo, and I have a new venture which I just started. This is Dr. Elo en Español, which I'm going to be transferring everything else to Spanish for my Latin community. And I'm also a moderator with Live Streaming Pros. So that's where I got my passion from. And that's why. Yeah. That's me in a nutshell.
Oh, snap. And while I was doing that, thank you so much for buying me some time, because while I was doing that, I was customizing the comments a little bit to try to make it a little bit more legible. Ooh. I am still working on it because, yes, I did pick up that M1 and my stream is working as it should.
Can I give you an air horn?
Let's do it.
There you go.
Yeah. You already know. So I will give myself a little bit of an introduction, but for those of you guys that are chiming in, and so far we have 25 users across the board. So thank you so much for chiming in. I appreciate you. I consider it to be an honor that you are all here. I know you are here because you really want to get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about remote production, planning your guests, talking through the topics. That's one part. We probably will not cover everything today because it's a lot of stuff, and I want to make sure that we give you guys the proper tools to really make sure that you know how to set it up between 1, figuring out your guests, 2, figuring out your content, 3, having that conversation, knowing what that looks like, because once you figure out your guest and your content and you know what that's going to look like collectively, then you move into your software. And we're going to be talking about Ecamm Live today. So I'll show you what it's like in Ecamm Live. But in essence, you can do this in OBS, whether it's Windows or Mac, planning out your scenes. You can do this in vMix, whether that's Windows only in your scenes. So definitely, Dr. Elo, I know that you use vMix. So as we go through certain things, if you can just point out, just say this works the same way in vMix, or like if you can talk about the functionality of how easy or not easy the Windows comparison would be. But basically your software, whatever you choose, Mac only, that's the way to go. Right, y'all? Mac only. That's it. And Ecamm Live is the way to go. And for those of you guys, there's a lot of you guys that are already using it, Ecamm Live, from the community. If you are not, you can definitely get a 14-day trial from Ecamm, where it's idelgadoproductions.live/Ecamm. That is super long, but I know one of my moderators will put that. Stop laughing at me, Fuljens, because I get yelled at all the time. Doc Rock says, because she couldn't have chosen something any shorter. She had to pick something with the longest name ever. So it's my first initial, my last name, idelgadoproductions.live, because we be live, y'all, /Ecamm. Okay, and that's so funny. I'm looking at the comments. Diana said the Mac is on the way. So we were talking about that because she was like, must resist the urge to shop. And then So about that. Thank you. She loves the gold sweatshirt, trying to fit it all in. And an introduction for me. I always forget. So I'm India Delgado. I do lots of different things. Obviously, I come in and I help the eCam community. I help the Let's Get Live community. And I just come to help you guys with kind of how-to tutorials on whatever tools you need, simplifying the process of, guys, you guys are like, I can't. I'm trying to be serious and I see them from the corner of my eye being silly. But I do come in and just help the community on simplifying the process with the tools that you'll need to really have a great show, whether it's loopback like I did with Robert Kennedy III on Wednesday, and audio software, whether it's Stream Deck the way I did with Fuljens last week, and David Blackman, which is a tool to help you kind of have all your buttons and your scene set up, lots of different things. And then my 9 to 5 is I do financial literacy. I help you achieve the dream of home ownership, or if you're already a homeowner, I help put money in your pocket so we can save you some money. So if you want to talk some financing and mortgages, I'm your girl during the day.
Virginia? You have a license in Virginia?
No, I don't do. So let me do my quick pitch. I can do mortgages in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, South Carolina, and Florida. So I am licensed to do mortgages in a good amount of states. So if you happen to fall in one of those states and you are either a homeowner, maybe want to refinance, or looking to buy a home, I'm your girl. And let's get into business, y'all. So, remote production, what is it? Who wants to take that question? For those I think everybody in the group who's here, I'm looking at all the comments, everybody pretty much knows what remote production is, but there were a few of my friends that's in the community from my personal page that are here. So let's talk about, or for the people that are on the replay. And actually, I should have done that. I'm trying to get better. So if you are watching the replay, first of all, thank you so much for watching the replay. Hopefully you will see value in this. We appreciate you. Make sure you to like these guys, find their YouTube channels, and leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. So now let's get into it. What is remote production? Not everybody at once.
Remote production is producing a show for somebody that's not you. Right? Producing a show from a distance, however you want to call it. It's just not you there. You're producing something for somebody else. So that's basically what it is in a nutshell.
Social distance production.
Social distance production. I like that.
That is great.
I like that.
I'm feeling that.
At the same time. We did it at the same time. So Fuljens and I have the same tool. It's called the Rodecaster Pro. We both have the Rodecaster Pro with a lot of the same sound effects. So we just made ourselves echo and did it at the same time. Let me throw on some background music real quick and give some examples about why you would want to remote produce a show, some opportunities. What does that look like, Fuljens? Because apparently I'm going to have to call on you guys so that we don't have crickets.
You won't have crickets.
Well, yeah. Well, there exactly, right? There's a few reasons, right? Actually, there's more than a few reasons. One reason I can share is that there are folks who are, as Dr. Ela mentioned, from afar. They may not have the means to handle a production by themselves, right? They might just to turn on the camera, but they don't know how to create overlays and invite guests and so forth. So that's where you can come in as a remote producer to basically help them with those additional skills and fill in those missing gaps, right? Another aspect of remote production is like what we're doing now, right? So India, you're hosting us,
yes,
on your show,
yes,
but you also have people in the back end helping you out as well, monitoring the different streams, making sure that the comments are coming in, so forth. They could be pinging you in the background if one of our mics are too hot or something, or if we say something offensive. And then I'm pretty sure we'll touch a little bit on all of those aspects later on.
Yes. Dr. Elo, what do you think? Anything you would like to add to that?
Well, I have another example. It's whenever you grow and you get bigger, and your show is basically uncontrollable. Like for the Morning Invest, David from Geeks Life, or he's calling now and Partial Geek.
Yep.
He used to be in Livestream Pro, so he now goes and he produces for Clayton for the Morning Invest show, which is probably almost to 400,000 people. So he produces the whole show. He is stress free. Clayton can go ahead and give you all the news and just concentrate in whatever he does instead of being like como un pulpo. How do we call it in English? I don't know.
What is it?
But
Como un qué?
the octopus.
I was
going
gonna say, I thought you said pulpo, octopus.
Yeah,
octopus.
yeah. So then, I'm in Puerto Rico for a month. So my mind is in Spanish for some reason. So basically, you can concentrate on your show flow, and somebody else can take care of the rest. And for a big show and for a chat that is so active like his, with freaking what 100,000 people, not 100,000. I'm sorry, like 1,000 people or something right there, just chatting. It's easy to get distracted with something else. So it's whenever you grow up, you go big, you have a more than 100,000 subscribers. It's best to hire somebody to help you out with that, with that stream.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yes. Hold on, what happened here? Oh,
you like the pulpo too, right?
I did. I know. I started thinking about my grandmother's octopus pulpo salad that she used to make for us. It was so good. You made me hungry. So I'm just scrolling through just to make sure. So we're going to get into it really quick. We're going to start with a conversation is what we're going to start to do. We're going to talk about what I said, right? Planning it out and going from there. But if for those of you guys, because I know that there have been a handful of people anticipating the show, if there's something in particular, make sure you let us know, right? Like put some comments, let us know if there's something that you'd like for us to cover, or if you've had questions about remote producing or Ecamm Live, definitely let me know because I'll get to it. And if I don't get to it, one of the moderators will make sure that the question is answered. So, guys, when you're remote producing, right, let's talk about your guests or how do you plan it? Let's start that way. What do you do? Do you think about something you want to talk about first? Or do you start from, I want to have India on the show, and then you kind of work your way backwards? And do you think one works better over the other? Let's talk about that. Dr. Elo, listen, just talk over each other. I'd rather you guys talk over each other than not.
I'm just cricket. No, okay.
Right, so, clearly.
For me, it's easier if I plan something ahead of time, and then when that person, let's put it this way, when I see a person that fits the criteria of whatever I want to speak about, I think that's when I'm bringing them in. Well, that's my way of thinking. It doesn't mean it's the right way. It's just one of the ways that I can think about. Right. But I do a show flow beforehand of all the topics that I want to talk about, like an outline of it.
Yep.
And after I share it with my guest, and this is not the same day. I usually like to do it a couple of days before or a week before or whatever to have a conversation. Let's talk about what we're going to speak, and then after that, it just flows. It just flows. You know when you have that flow with somebody in a conversation. So I try to do it as much as a conversation, as much natural. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do it robotic. I don't want to do it like I know I follow a structure, but I want you to be you.
Right.
I don't want you to be somebody else or just be stiff like this. Like yes, this is Zephyr Logan from CNN or whatever. So
no,
it's just
you don't want to be serious. You don't want to be
exactly. No, why? So that's the way that I do it. But go ahead, Fuljens.
Right. I have a different example,
Fuljens,
right?
You're funny. You're like, right. All of that. What he said.
All that. But I use the same.
What he said, right?
What he said. Exactly what he said.
I have a different example. So this past month in December, I had to produce a gospel concert for a local church in my community, right?
Yeah.
So I had to film. What happened to Dr. E? Okay, I had to film and edit about 15 to 20 videos, right? But then I had to stream this live on Facebook and on YouTube. So I had to I have a communications director who helps, create the script and everything, right? Create a run of show.
Yeah.
But I have to set up the scenes in Ecamm, right? I have to upload the videos to Ecamm as well.
Yeah.
I have to control the Zoom room because now it's going from Ecamm into Zoom and to Facebook and to YouTube at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. I have to wait for the pastor, to give the opening, and then I have to basically share the screen inside of Zoom for me to play my videos. Unshare the screen from Zoom continue playing the videos and so forth. So that's another example of remote production, and it's a lot more challenging versus like the interview mode. At least when it came to putting on that concert. So I'm a little bit traumatized by it because I lost a lot of sleepless nights. Yeah,
I can tell.
Fulgens is like, no. All right, so we did have a question. Thank you, so Joanna. I want to make sure I didn't forget about you. I brought it up on the screen. She did start her way right away with the comments. For a live guest, do you make them sign paperwork to protect you?
I ain't big, so no.
Right, that's what I thought about, right? Like, so for me,
Not right now.
So I think it depends, right? I don't want to straight up say no. I think Dr. Elo, what he said, was he's not big, right? He's not depending. He's still growing his community, as are the three of us. We're also growing our community. And I also think depending on the flow, right? Depending on the content and depending on your profession, you may need to, and again, depending on the content, because financial advisors may want to talk about, and that's heavily regulated, but just giving an example, they may want to talk about some products or something where you might want to sign some sort of document. But for the stuff that we do, for the stuff I think the majority of the people, and I know like Diana's in the live stream, she's a moderator right now. When you have guests, I would love to hear, or even because she's been a guest of big people, right? Have you signed anything? So we'll see from the comments. So that was that. And then our boy Keith, the man, one of my big brothers, is up here. And I'm still figuring out how to customize this to make it look good. So I apologize. But Keith did say it may help to distinguish between the producer and the host versus the producer that is also the host. He's
Correct.
Produced for his wife, Ecamm and Zoom, and he was never in the picture, and she hosted and planned. And so it's funny because then as you were talking, right, then he said, yep, that's it, Jens. But I think that that's a great point, because there may be opportunities where someone asks you to help produce a show for them, and you're going to be completely in the background. Something similar like the way I did like this, right? So if Dr. Elo has me come in, full screen Dr. Elo, espérate, hold on, with his Puerto Rican home.
Coño. Let me know.
Corn.
Right?
Coño.
And
But
then
I'm
the
going to
same
do this,
thing.
though.
Let's see. There you go. Don't forget to subscribe to Dr. Elo. Show that plug. Exactly. But if the same thing, right? So if I decide to come in and I'm just remote producing, normally I would just mute my microphone. And if I have Fuljens as a guest and Fuljens is just going to do everything, then, again, you're just producing the show and you're behind the scenes. Whereas in this particular scenario, I'm producing, right? So I just did all of that stuff in the background, but I'm also a host on here. So that's important to know, because when you're planning your scenes, the way I just switched back and forth, those are called scenes. When you're planning those out, you need to know that you're going to have a camera that's never going to be featured on you. Or will it be that, for instance, like with what I do during my day job, we spoke about me doing mortgages. I remote produced a show for one of my partners where I came in and I spoke about refinancing. So I was a guest, I was a speaker, but I also produced a show. And so we planned it. And what I did was kind of like what I did before, right? So she came in first and she introduced me. She did all the talking. So I was quiet in the background. Then I went and I brought ourselves back in. And then once she said, okay, this is India Delgado, she's going to kick off the show, yada, yada, yada. Then we went back and I went in. That's the wrong camera, but we went back and then it was just me doing the presentation. And then as I do my thing, once the presentation is done, I just go back and then boom, here we are. Here's another scene, right? So let's get that boom, Fulgens. Do the boom. You got to be ready. You got to be ready at the ready with the boom.
Ready. There you go.
You got to be
Sorry,
ready.
My
at the
bad.
Right? But so there's different types of options. There's different types of things that you want to make sure that you're planned for, because that can look very different on a lot of levels. Okay. So let me see, because Keith is now, I'm looking at the comments. Keith said, hey, do an impromptu in India. You produce and make them host in all favor and make them host all in favor. Yes.
Aye.
Everybody here. Yes, exactly. Come on now. Come on now. So let me see. I'm just going back because I know there were a lot of comments coming in. And definitely, guys, if you guys see comments, make sure you guys answer them as well. Let's see. So we got the communities talking to everybody.
That's good stuff.
Obviously, right? Yeah. Keith was, no, that was Cassandra saying that sounded like a lot of moving parts. Clearly, he said he was traumatized from it,
Yeah.
right? So someone said,
Lost for words
Facebook
for a
user, it depends at my job. Yes, they do. For my personal stuff, no, I don't use contracts. See? So again, it depends on the situation and the profession. I think it's more not just the situation, but I think it's more the profession
And
where
also,
you would figure out. Yep.
like if you're doing an interview with somebody that can't speak about something, you can always write an NDA, non-disclosure, agreement with them that they can't speak about that topic during this, but that applies to every single else in business. It's not only to this. So, there's a lot of stuff you can do. And I'm sure that when people reach height, 10,000 above, 7,000 above, whatever, and they get invited to shows and get paid for it, I'm sure they have to sign something for it.
Right. Yep. That's great. And so Diana did give some feedback on here. So Diana said, you can set the parameters of what the content will be used for and how in an email interview invite. A simple offer and acceptance agreement written via email is all that's needed, nothing more. And that's coming to you from the professional, Miss Diana Gladney. That's why I said, D, let them know, please. Let them know. That's it. That's the pro right there. Okay, so, and then she said, hold on, there was more. Until you get into a paid conference or something. Hold on, but wait, there's more. So let me just throw this up so everybody can see. But she did say, until you get into a paid conference or something, then we're looking into more legalistic parameters. But a public podcast or to a social platform, it's just that, public. Right. So she reiterated pretty much what we said. Depending on the parameter of the profession, depending on the parameter of the content or the context itself, like a virtual show or a summit, then you may want to make sure that you have some sort of agreement in. But if not, and you're just doing an interview style like this, now I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna make Fuljens and Dr. Elo sign a contract, and then we'll be back in 5 minutes.
I know, right? I don't know about you, but this sounds like a great series to dig into. Great series of videos so people can know what to do when they get to that stage. So
got it. Okay, got it. And then that was thank you from Joe. So Joe, you got to give, or whoever that is, Joe, if you're watching, make sure you're giving. What happened? I don't think anybody else got a playback era K-Walk, so I'm not sure.
No, it's still good.
It's still good. No, don't be blaming my Mac, okay? This is not what we not going to.
I'm monitoring.
Yes.
I am monitoring.
All right. Yeah, she said, okay, must be me. I had to refresh my screen. All good. Wait, Diana said you got to pay that limit. Yes, pay that internet bill. Look, Dr. Elo's like, I know. I'm praying it doesn't shut down in Puerto Rico. Please. Look, he's ready.
Backup.
He is at the ready. All right. I see that. That's so funny. For some reason. Yeah, Facebook users. That's so weird. All right. All good. Thank you guys for their feedback. So, all right. So we spoke about choosing. And Fuljens, did you want to add anything different with, do you choose a guest first or do you choose the content? What do you think? Or you just let it rock?
No, definitely the content first, or a topic. For instance, let's say from a nonprofit, we have awareness days coming up. So next month in February, we have Black History Month, of course, and we have National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. So we're partnering with Gilead Pharmacies to host a series of panels, highlighting people of color who are, who have triumphed in the HIV and AIDS field, right? So we have to first put the topics together, then find out who we want as our guest speakers and take it from there.
All right, that's what's up. That's good. Oh, it's all good, Kathy. Kathy's like, my bad, going back and forth between the stream show. Yeah, definitely. I think with the last few ones that I've done, with the exception of Ladies Night, because I think Ladies Night is more broad and generalistic. So for Ladies Night, for those of you guys that don't know, I do Ladies Night every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the purpose of Ladies Night, it's actually Ladies Night of live streaming, is just to spotlight different women in the content and live streaming and tech industry.
That's amazing.
Thank you. We're kicking it off. We had a great show last night, with the
Very good
exception
show
of
last night.
my struggles of my computer. But,
What do you mean stream?
so that is, for me, that's the topic already, I guess. And then I pick the guests, right? So I think about, okay, who have I not had or who do I want to have? And it's all types of women from different walks and different, it doesn't have to be, people like Queen Diana, who has 10,000 subscribers, right? Diana already told me she's not coming on my page, but anyway, and I had to put her on blast in the internet now. I'm so going to get in trouble. Right, exactly. I'm so going to get in trouble. But, it'll be women that are experienced content creators that have their communities. And then you have women that not even maybe streaming to YouTube, but they create content in different formats, whether it's email blast, whether it's someone on TikTok, things like that. And then we just talk about us as women, as a community, as a group, and go from there, right? So at that point, I'm just choosing my guests. And then once I get to know my guest, we guide the conversation exactly with what, like Dr. Elo said, that we just let the conversation flow. I do get to know them a little bit before the show because I want to know. So one, I do my research, and I think that's important. And definitely, guys, right? We can talk about that. As you're picking your guests, you want to make sure if it's someone you've never interacted with, you want to do research ahead of time because you want to make sure they don't act like a hot mess on your stream, because this is your stream, this is your channel, this is your community. You don't want to put your stream, your channel at risk, right? What do you guys think about that? With how do you do research when you're choosing the guest that you don't know? What, Fuljens, why are you smirking like that? What are you looking at?
No, I'm just agreeing with you because
trying to look cute.
Even if it means just being in communication with like your guest, maybe like at least a day in advance or a week in advance, just to build that chemistry, right? Invite them onto interview mode or have a Zoom call with them. You need to build that chemistry first, right? Because now when you go live, everything's going to be smooth as butter.
There you go. All right.
Exactly.
All right.
You need to take that awkwardness out of the way at first. People sometimes don't connect the first time.
That's true.
It is what it is. So, you gotta talk it out. Just make person feel comfortable and let them, be comfortable in your stream. So it's a matter of communication and that chemistry.
Yeah.
That is hardcore. And if it just me, but if I don't have somebody that I have chemistry with, it's definitely not going on my stream. I'm just saying.
And I think that's a good point, right? Chemistry. That's so funny. And so I'm just laughing because Diana's just clarifying now that I put her on blast. She said, I said. Right, exactly. I said I would not come back on ladies' night and it was Michelle's fault. And then Diana said, Lola says, it was Michelle or the fan or the little stream deck or the Blue Yeti. We had a lot of stuff going on. And if you guys missed that one, you missed something good. What you got?
I bought India's
the Delgado stream deck.
The MV7.
Oh yes, the MV7. You bought the MV7. Okay. I'm still upset about.
I'm not going to use the Yeti anymore. I promise. By the way, I'm not
even supposed to say that. You weren't even supposed to say that.
Just saying.
All right. But that you bring up a great point, right? With what did you call it? Why am I stuck on
chemistry?
Slowness? Chemistry. Thank you. You bring up a good point with that chemistry, right? Because it's important because you and your guest, and that I think is about, and it's, I don't know, you're not always going to hit it because if your guest has really good information and knowledge that you want them to come on and talk about, but they're dry, you can't always control the guest, right? So you gotta, I guess that's where the research comes in, maybe, of getting to know your guest as much as you can and having conversations and interacting with them, because if you can get to know them as best as you can in that short amount of time, and you can figure out what makes them tick, to make them smile, to make them laugh, to make them engaged, that's what you want. Yes, que lo que? Oh, people trying to know.
There's Diana. There's no Yeti on this live.
Well, I don't know what that is. It's
a Santa. It's not a Yeti.
Okay. Okay.
I'm on travel. I'm allowed. I'm on travel.
This is why. All right.
Yeah.
So you get a pass. You do get a pass because he did. That's why Dr. Elo does travel a lot, and the community did recommend an MV7 because he can sound this amazing and this sexy and this buttery
I know, right?
smooth while on
And I
the
still don't
road.
sound bad. So just imagine my
You don't
voice
sound bad. You
on the
don't sound
MV7.
bad. Yes. And I got
It's not
Mr.
an SM7G
Information
though,
Man
I'm just
Show. Thank
saying.
you so much for coming through, Sean. I appreciate you. He is on here. A pleasure. I'm humbled to have you. I was a guest on his show last December, so thank you for coming through. I appreciate that. So definitely, right? Thinking about the chemistry, thinking about getting to know that guest, because if your community, they're tuning into you, right? The way you guys are all tuning in because you knew India was going to be on, and we bring the fire. We have a good time. I try to give you guys value with giving you information, help, and how to, but it's also about one, making sure that I interact with you live, and two, making sure that it's important and you're not falling asleep and you're like, right? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. E.
And there's a compromise. If the person has very valuable information, like you need this information for your stream,
Yep.
let's do video. And with video, you can control the environment a little bit more. You put
Yes.
little chunks of information in there, and you
Yes.
can, we can make it more fun. But if that's the case, go
Yep.
with the video. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And
Go ahead, Fuljens.
And also it pays to just have somebody balance out that dry guest, right? Because you may not get to make that guest laugh or have a good time, because they might be the type of person that's like straightforward, resting bleep face, you know what I mean? And that's what you're getting, but they have that good information. So, it pays to have maybe like an animated host or other guests who are more animated than the RBF guest.
Right.
To balance things
Like
out.
Flanders.
Well, next time warn me, because I almost spit out my water right as you said that. Like, right, exactly. That's how we do. That's how we do on this show. Okay. Okay, so that's good. Good stuff. And it's funny you say that, Dr. Elo, because me and Robert Kennedy III, we did our Loopback show on Wednesday. Then since then, we've added some additions to Loopback. And so we were talking earlier about doing a follow-up video, and first of all, RK3 has great chemistry, so it's not even about chemistry, right? Like that's another one of my big brothers. Him alone, yeah, like he's amazing, and his deep, his deep Barry Manilow voice, right? But we did talk about, because live streams can go on for a really long time because you are interacting with the community. You are interacting with your guests, right? So it doesn't stay the purpose sometimes of why you come on to a live stream like today with remote production. It doesn't stay on track. And sometimes there are your followers and your community members that don't care about all that mess, right? They're just like, listen, just show me what I need. And that's something to think about, right? That's something to think about as well. When you're remote producing a show, it's not just live streams, it's also pre-recorded content. Yep. So what RK3 and I said was, all right, cool. We're actually going to do pre-recorded content. We're going to take what we did on Wednesday. We're just going to pre-record a show and then just, get to the meat and potatoes so that we can both share it on our channels for our communities. And then we're going to do the follow-up, the second piece with the Zoom and with things like that. And that's just going to be, not that we don't want to interact with you guys, but we want to make sure that we, like Dr. Elo said, you get straight to the point, because for people with those type of complicated tutorials, they don't want to hear all of this talk. They don't want to hear all of this smack. They're just like, listen, I need to learn how to use Loopback or whatever it is. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? So that's another thing to think through, that it doesn't have to be a live stream going to Zoom or anything like that. It can be something where, you can plan out your content, and then that gives you a lot more control. So that was a great point, Dr. Elo.
I've always wondered, I've always had this question about Twit, Twit, the channel, right? Mm-hmm. How are they able to pull off like recorded video live all the time? They're live all the time, but it's recorded video. They must have a different feel than everybody else. Yeah,
I don't know, because they're not supposed to, because I think that goes against, right, the terms of their terms of service, the TOS and stuff. Oh wait, we got people talking French here. So, okay, I'll let y'all
Yo espero
talk
que
and
vos te
communicate.
estés,
Thank
que
you.
vos that too. There you go, French.
Did you really just read that in French? I'm like, wait, is he goofing around? Because if you leave it up to me and Diana, Diana just starts impersonating India in Spanish. So did you really just read
I
that
read
in
it in
French?
French. Now, do I know French? No.
Okay, good. All right. You funny.
Oh, man.
Fulgence, I meant to ask you, do you speak French or Creole? Or no? Or
Mostly
just
Creole. Mostly Creole.
mostly Creole?
I aced French 101. I did okay in French 201, and I bombed French 301 because like they just got complicated, more complicated. I'm like, I'm done. So I'll just
Right.
stick to my Haitian Creole.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. That's what's up. That Mr. Information Man said he was just saying to her that she's French and has a great channel too. All right, cool. All good.
That's amazing.
Communicate. Yeah, I love this. Love the
I love French. I
communicating.
love hearing it. I don't know. It's just like, this is oh my God.
I know, but I'm sure
Parle
that's what they think
français.
about us. Like, right, exactly. We start talking, ¿qué lo que? ¿Cómo está? ¿Qué comiste hoy? ¿Cómo se va?
¿Qué la que
¿Cómo
hay?
te
¿Qué
va?
la que hay, coño?
Right, exactly,
Cornio,
right.
cornio.
Cornio.
Corneo. Corneo.
Okay, so let me see. I'm just trying to think before we get into the actual showing, doing some demonstrations, just continuing to talk through. What else can you guys think of when you're planning out your show? You're choosing your guest. That's important. You're choosing the content. So let's talk a little bit more about the content, right? Oh, the platform. Okay, so hold that thought, hold that nugget with the platform. Mm-hmm. What I wanted to say with the content was obviously you are going to talk about the actual ideas itself, right? But then what you need to think about is how are you going to execute those ideas? So the visual representation of it. So does your guest need to show something on a camera? So are they going to have the right tools, or do they need for you to bring in the tools, or are they going to show something in a PowerPoint presentation? Again, because now when you're creating your scenes, and when I'm talking about, here's a scene, right? If we're gonna do something kind of like this, here's this another scene, right? So when you're planning out your scenes and your content creation, you need to find out from your guest what they need from you if you're the one remote producing that show. Because whether it's a PowerPoint presentation, you need to make sure, are they going to send it to you and you control it, or do they have the tools ready so that they can share that PowerPoint presentation and you just kind of single them out and you go from there, right? Because this is very different where we have the tools for those of us in the majority of us in the community, we have the tools. So I can come in and bring in my PowerPoint and I don't need someone to control the content for me. However, if it's someone like I mentioned to you guys that I did it on refinancing, she literally just used her cell phone camera. That's all she used. I had to do everything. And so I'll tell you, and I think that also depends, and the guys chime in whenever you want. I think that type of content will also depend on how long, or that the type of tools or lack thereof will tell you how much time you need to plan. Because for that particular scenario, go ahead, Dr. Elo, go ahead.
So for me, if it's on my channel, I want to have control of what's going on, because I don't know if that person's, let's put it PowerPoint. I don't know if that person is going to, their PowerPoint presentation is going to fail. It's going to be corrupted. There can be 1,000 things. So I like to try stuff on my part first. And I want to try that I want to make sure that they work beforehand and I can control it from here. Because it's my channel. I believe it's my responsibility to go ahead and control the scene.
Gotcha.
That's me, go freak. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I hear you. And so
I'm here.
I'm looking at Diana. Diana said, "Corn on the cob."
Corn on the cob, yo. I've been laughing at that. That's why I'm smiling over here like a crazy man. I'm like, corn on the cob, yo.
Corn on the cob, yo. Exactly. And I'm just going through, so just making sure. So we had Roots Reggae Girl 1. Thank you for coming through. I saw my boy Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, come through as well. I appreciate you. There he is. I'm like, where did he go? Mr. Camera Junkie, also known as Lewis. He came through, so I appreciate you. Well, no, Lewis has been around for a while. But anyways. Yeah, he came in the very beginning, so I just wanted to make sure. All right, cool. So someone says very useful info. Glad that we are giving you useful info. Great call out. You definitely need, planning ahead is, I think, the most important part. So let's talk about Fulgens. Did you want to add anything so far or no?
No, I'm
Anything
just
else?
agreeing with
You're good.
Dr. Elo. I prefer to control everything on my end too. So send me that PowerPoint a week in advance so I could run through the slides, make sure I have everything. Logo, send me everything.
I
Never
think,
know,
yeah,
man.
I agree. And I'm the same way. If it's someone that I'm going to bring on and they're going to talk about content, you're going to send me everything ahead of time. I can put the logos on the screen unless it's like, people that I'm in the community with, right? Like, so I don't do that with these guys, but we're
Yeah.
Ecamm Live community users. I've seen their production. So it depends on who it is, but chances are your guests are not always going to be from the community that we're a part of right now. So having
You
that
got
control to
Puerto
protect
Rican
yourself,
throwing
right?
some snow around. And
Right.
that's what happens.
Exactly. It'll
And
just
nobody else
blow up.
got snow.
Right, exactly. And then depending on the level of experience, your time, you may need to talk to them 2 to 3 times before your actual live. Maybe one time is enough, right? So don't just leave it till 10 minutes. You're scheduled to go live. You just talk 10 minutes ahead of time and then that's it, right? No, absolutely not. So with the people that I have brought on to my show that have not been experienced in live streaming or content creation, I usually meet with them at least 1 week prior to the live stream.
Yep.
And then we talk about it. And that doesn't have to be anything really where we're planning, but we just talk about it. We get a feel of what that's going to look like for us. I take notes as the remote producer. And then I start working through, after that call, I start working through my planning of the scenes and what I want that to look like. Then I'll have them come on maybe a few days before, and we'll plan anywhere from a half an hour, again, depending on the content and what we're going to be sharing. So if I start to build out scenes, again, whether it's like this, whether it's going to be, what happened? That didn't change? Okay, there it is. It's just a little bit of a delay. I'm like, what happened? It didn't change, right? So whether it's a scene like this, whether they're going to be sharing content and we're going to be up on the screen all together, something kind of like that, or whether it's just going to be them and I need to make sure that the logos and the lower thirds all look good. Am I going to be switching back and forth between my guests? Am I going to have just my guest on side by side, kind of like this, right? Where now I'm in the background and now it's just my 2 guests, right? And Dr. Elo at the ready. There you go, right? So making sure you work through that. Then the day of, again, we're talking about inexperienced live streamers, inexperienced content creators. You want to have them come on probably more than if it's going to be more than just an interview, right? If there's going to be some really good things that you're going to share, I would have them come on more than an hour. And if you guys have a specific time frame, let me know. But I would have them come on more than an hour. I'll tell you, put it this way. We connected with one another an hour before today's event, right?
Yep.
And we're all experienced. Now, that was because we didn't really, we've been talking. No, because we've been talking all week. So we started talking about a week and a half ago. Right. But we did so we knew the purpose, we knew the content.
Yeah.
And I said, okay,
Right.
I'm going to have 3 guests. So I kind of started doing my own thing in the background. And then we met an hour before today's live stream. And then we
Right.
just talked it out. I prepared the scenes. I assigned the guests. And then we went from there. So making sure that you have all of that stuff in your head and you set the expectation with your guest is going to be imperative to having a successful show. Anything else you guys want to add with that stuff? Excuse me. Oh, sorry.
Right, because like,
No,
there's a lot more than that.
Go ahead.
I don't know
Fulgens.
if we want to start talking about earphones,
Yeah, let's do it. I'm
audio,
ready. Let's do it. Take the lead. Yeah.
internet.
So go ahead. So let's talk about audio. Go ahead. Take it. Let's make it happen.
Well, the number one rule, right, at least if you're using interview mode, is the guest must wear headphones or earphones, right? And that probably should be rule number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
All of the
Sure.
rules.
Right.
Even though I'm not following the rules, but
Mutes himself. There you go. Right? Okay, so what else? So headphones are your audio, but it's not just about your headphones. And so
quality. of
Good.
your video, quality
Yep.
of your video.
Yep.
You're gonna bring somebody that's if you have a professional channel, right, like this one, and you want to bring somebody, I will bring somebody at least in 1080p. I would send them a kit with a. It can be a regular webcam,
Yeah.
a small microphone. It doesn't have to be anything, great, but at least that you can present yourself professional. You can have a professional voice, and it's a little bit equal, because if you bring somebody that looks like crap, I'm gonna say it this way, it's not gonna benefit your stream.
Right. Right. No, definitely.
I have a
And we
question
had
about that, Dr. E.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you send them green screen as well, so you can control the green screen from your end?
No, man, that's really hard to send. I don't know what to send there, especially.
Man, listen, hold up. And I'm gonna think.
How can you send them
Hold
like
on,
a
espérate. Why is not? Oh, because the scene is
Dale, dale,
locked.
dale.
Hold on. Listen, send them a green cloth. You can roll it up, but I wouldn't do that personally.
Damn.
You can do that.
I would not do that. And the reason
I just
why,
prefer them to be in a regular environment.
right?
If I can show you what I'm in my father-in-law's house right now. You can show you what I did. This is as simple as it is. Look, this is it.
Look at that auto.
This is all I have. So the background looks good.
One light. Okay.
And if I wanted the other color, I can put another color on it, and that's it. There's ways to make your most beautiful place in your house look. Look at this. Looks perfect.
Yeah.
It's just you don't notice.
I mean, you are missing something.
Because that
You are missing. You
Oh,
know what
I'm
you're
missing my
missing.
studio.
You're what?
What am I missing?
You're missing your Puerto
My
Rican
studio.
flag. No, you're missing your Puerto Rican flag.
I
You
know.
needed the big bandera, the big Puerto Rican.
Yo.
Que bonita bandera.
What
You missed your Puerto Rican flag. Come on. All right. I'm sorry. I digress. I just needed to. I'm like, what Puerto Rican doesn't have a flag?
no.
Anyway, go ahead.
I was asking because like maybe your guest might have like a tight space or a messy background, and the green screen might come in handy.
Yeah.
That's true. And I would probably. I don't know what to send because I'm picky with my green screens. But there's probably something that you can bring. I'm not like.
Do
India
not take
has the
Rob's
best
advice.
Green screen I've seen.
Wait, do
I
not take
thought it was
Rob's
hot.
advice and do not send them a blue Yeti. I'm sorry, Dr. Elo. Go ahead.
I'm not sending that.
No.
That's going in the trash, like Diana said. So I'm just saying.
Basura. And so, okay, I'll chime in a little bit with the green screen. Listen, I think this is, and not to toot my own horn, but this is, I think, an exception of what, let me just go back and let me solo me in, right? This is more of an exception than what it is the rule, because this is green screen, but let me show you guys what it really looks like. You're gonna see the hot mess. First of all, look at all of this right here, right? That's masked out. This is thumbtacked over here. This is all wrinkled. Like, I have 5 different lights in the room. So the only way I can get this to look what you guys, and look at my arm, right? So that's because of what my production is. I knew not to put my arm there because now half my, right? So lots of complications. So for all of those reasons that I just showed, don't go and do green screen. I can do that because I've been using green screen. I'm a nerd and I've been looking into this for months and months and months. And again, I have 5 different lights. I have the right software to dial it in, because usually what happens is let me just go back one more time. What happens is that people either look like this, right? This is what people end up looking like, usually like this, right? Or they end up looking kind of like this, right?
Oh, look at you.
Like Zoom.
You can see, right? Why?
Zoom, like
Why? Right? Or right, exactly. Like, why? Now this is the problem. The problem is I'm gonna have to dial it in. I should have looked at the number. I think we're okay. Let me just go back, right? That is going to create way too much complications. So I personally would not send them green screen. What I would do is walk them through, tell them to either send you pictures or maybe do a FaceTime call or a Google Duo call where they walk you through what their planned setup is if you want to help them again. And this is now the pre-production show where, you know, they say, hey, I don't know where I'm going to sit. But there you go, buddy. He got ready. Thank you. It took you long enough.
Just add an overlay.
Right, just add an overlay right on the bottom, right? Right, so those are some ideas that you can kind of do where you say, hey, send me some pictures of your area. Or that's why the planning ahead of time is imperative, because then you do a sample video where now you see what the guest looks like, because it's also not just about their area, it's also about framing. So we'll get into that, right? So with the framing, I'm going to unlock the screen real quick. It is unlocked. So
now look at my background now. It's purple.
Oh, his background is fancy. Nice. I like that, right? So let's talk about that. So framing is important. And this is a pre-planning show because you see, and actually we nailed it today because you guys are like right in the middle. These are the professionals, right? So the guys are right in the middle. Our framing with our head matches. It's kind of like right spot on. Man, we did a good job today. Like we need to blow ourselves up because look, our shoulders are lined across. Like this was what it's supposed to look like, right? This is what happens sometimes, and this is what it ends up looking like, right? You got Dr. Elo, he's cut off, right? Then you got looking.
That's the Sammy Cool Zone.
Stop it, look. Sammy Cool Zone. Then you got Fuljens over to the side, right? You got all of this. Then you got India coming in. This is what happens, right? And maybe not that bad, but you get what I'm saying.
Hey guys,
so it's important, right? And wait, hold on, espérate. Let me bring you back in. Let me center you back. Let me get this. Let me just move myself. Now I think I messed up. Hold on. Oh no, what did I do?
And that.
You know what, y'all?
Corneo.
There you go. Right. There we are.
In Creole, it's just called foot.
Foot.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just get this now again. See, and this is what happens because now I take all the time, right, trying to fix it during the show live when you really want to have it. So now look, now I'm trying to get myself back together. I didn't properly think that one through, guys, right? But there you are.
It's all good. We look good.
Yes. I think it's not as perfect as it was, but we're good. But you get the point, right? So you want to make sure that you figure out your scenes, your overlays, you bring your guest in, and then you have to also think about those things. The same thing, how I have the names under us. And it's not just about the names under us. You know, for me, I put the exclamation at the back of my name. So for consistency, there's 2 exclamations. So now I have 2 tongue twister, 2 don't laugh at me. 2 exclamations. Wait, look at Diana. I'm looking at the comments. Diana says, the corner of India's screen has been a lie all this time. The deceit. Yes. Because that corner is a whole hot mess and this is what we not finna do. Look, you can even see it when I go that way, right? But that's with proper planning. I just hide it and you don't know what I have there, right? All right, so we had lots of comments come in. Let's just go back. Let's look at some of these comments because there's some good information here.
Don't let me forget about platforms though.
So go ahead. So go ahead. So let's talk about platforms and planning while I bring up some guests. Go ahead.
Yeah, so platforms for me, it's whatever it's appropriate for the platform. Like for LinkedIn, like LinkedIn Live, which I will love to have you guys. You have an open invite. It's more professional. It's more of business directed content. It's not like a personal, like you need to start live streaming your personal channel or whatever. Let's put an example, but it's more driven towards businesses. And people, that's what they like there. Like if you go to YouTube, you can do something that's for a person. Let's do a video about, I don't know, using Filmora, how to use Filmora for your personal channel. And there's Facebook as well, which is pretty similar. So it's a matter of choosing which platform works best for your content that you're providing.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Fuljens, anything you want to add with that, with the platform? Because that does make a huge difference, right? Because for me personally, if I were to stream to my LinkedIn channel, I would have the both of you guys on because you guys, but we would not be talking about what we're talking about now because my
Right.
LinkedIn channel is my bank information. So if I were to bring in, what is that? Is that piragua?
It's un qué? Un limber.
What?
A Puerto Rican ice cream icy that you can only get
Wow.
in Puerto Rico. And I am so mad that he is right. Anyway, right. So if we were to stream to that LinkedIn platform, or if I were to do a show to my LinkedIn Live platform through what my profile is, we wouldn't be talking about remote production because that's not the type of content that I have, right? There are the type of followers that I have. I have bankers, I have attorneys, I have nonprofit professionals, right? So if I were to bring Fuljens on in his capacity, I'm just trying to go in where Fuljens is. If I were to bring Fuljens in his capacity, I would have him talk about all of the nonprofit work that he does in the communities, right? Again, the same thing with Dr. Elo. Dr. Elo is a grant writer and he works with different capacities with different things, right? So we wouldn't be goofing around with our business here the way we are.
Right.
It would be a very different tone, first off, and not too serious. I'm not saying stuffy because you still have to have fun, but know your audience. And I know what my audience is here on Facebook and YouTube versus what my audience would be on LinkedIn Live. And that's not what we doing here. This is what we not finna do, right? So that's a great point.
Totally agree.
Let me see, what else? So I'm just looking, continue. Oh, so this was a great question. Are you saying to provide the mic and the camera if the guest doesn't have decent equipment? Yes. If this is your show
Vital.
and this is something you're looking to do and you want your community to take you seriously, if you're building a community, if you want to maintain your community, if you want your community to spread the word, to, expand your reach, that is your responsibility as the producer to make sure that your guest has the right tools. The camera is a little bit easier because chances are people either have an iPhone or they have a Samsung Galaxy, right? Let's talk about it. That's the monopoly, right? And so Samsung Galaxies have amazing quality phone cameras, as do iPhone users, right? So you might not need to send them a camera, but you probably have to send them a tripod with a cell phone holder, right? And that you can get from Amazon for like $30.
Yeah.
You get a decent tabletop one. So you want to think about that.
Probably easier to just buy it and send it, not even send it back. That's you can get a cheap one for real, and it works.
Right. And I don't know about that. You sending me my stuff back because I'm not rich, depending on how many guests.
Return
I'm trying
label.
to listen. I'm trying to
Or
do this
get
one
it
Saturday
then,
a
because
week,
I
every
know.
week. Like that
But
could
if you
add
get it
up.
for $5, it's $5 sending it back. So might as well just get a
I
new one.
guess. I mean, but you get the point, right? So you want to make sure you give them the right tools. So yeah, they can use their camera, their phone. That takes care of that. Again, but look at the little light that you showed, right? With the little light that you showed, you want the iPhone camera light is not, first of all, you don't want them to have the iPhone camera light on while it's there. And two, having a little portable cube LED or something like that where they can put on it, now they're going to have good lighting because you don't want them to be in the dark, right? So that's something you want to make sure that you have prepared. And then the other piece of it is the microphone, right? So you want to make sure, and we talk about Blue Yeti, but they are cheap. So
Well, $130 is not cheap. This is cheap. This is $60.
no. So here's a setup. Here's a setup.
So much better.
This is something that you can have set up. This is a portable one, right? So here we're gonna put this on here, and now actually I did it the wrong way. Hold on. Fuljens, be ready with the boom. Fuljens, be ready with the boom, right? So then, you ready? Well, I don't have my adapter, right?
Ready.
But here you are. So we have a tripod. Boom. This is it. That's it. So you have the tripod. This is an iPhone mount. on here. They can put the microphone. So this, you can actually have this set up ready to go. You have your portable microphone. This is a Rode Video Micro. And then on the side, you can actually put another light on here. You can figure it out that you can configure everything. They can put this on the desk and now they're good to go. So you can see, let me just make myself full screen. So you can see here, right? Yeah, you can have it. And then, obviously you're not going to have it disclosed. I'm just showing you guys, but you can have it on the desk. So now the guest has a tripod. They're using their phone. They have a microphone and this is good. So thinking about things like that, a portable setup. Boom.
And if it's not too high, you always have books. Books are great for that.
Exactly.
Nobody reads them right now because you get a Kindle. But guess what? Books are thick and just put them one top of each other and boom.
So you get
they're
especially for elevating your laptop, right? So that laptop is not the webcam on the laptop is not beneath your nose.
Yeah.
Keep it eye level.
So now look, I raised it because he just said, right, have a few books or a big box like this.
Exactly.
You put your little tripod on the box and now we're good to go, right? But making sure the placement, but that's your responsibility as the remote producer of your show that your guest is ready and they have the tools necessary. So great point. As I just dropped all my box of stuff on there. Okay, so yes, so making sure that you're ready with a traveling, I call it a traveling kit. So you have, right? You have your traveling and maybe you might, what I would say, Dr. Elo, this is what I would say, invest in then, if you're going to invest in anything that you let your guests keep, are headphones, unless you tell them go find headphones, but you might want to buy maybe in bulk, maybe 5 different of these pairs or 5 different headphones because a lot of users will have their iPhone headphones, but then there's going to be those 1 or 2, guests that say, no, I don't have headphones, right? And if you're asking them, remember, you're asking them to be a guest on your show, you want to accommodate them at all, as much as you can. You want to make this not an inconvenience. You want to convenience them.
You're sucking their information. Might as well just give something back.
Yep. And let me see. Right. So how long? We've been on for an hour. And this is exactly why I said this is going to be a 2-part.
Yeah.
What?
We got 7 left.
7 out, guys.
Are we going 8 hours?
I'm like, wait, what? I thought you said we have 7 left, and I was like, wait, what? What did he say? But no, the reason why I say that is because we haven't even gotten into showing you guys the actual demonstration. We're just talking you through the ideas and the prep like part 1 work. So this is probably today. Honestly, we'll do a little bit of demo mode, and that's going to be at the end, to just make sure you come back next week or whenever you guys are available, because I do have to make sure my guests are available next week, Sunday, same date, same time. Does that work for the both of you guys?
I'll be
next Sunday may not be available.
Yes.
Okay, so just don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, but I'll work with the guys so we can come on.
Can't wait to come back to the studio.
All right. So let me see. All right. So I hope that answered your question about providing the camera, mic, traveling stuff to make sure they're good to go. Okay. I'm just going to get caught up with comments really quick. Lola said, I do have a guest that has a blue Yeti and I'm giving her the side eye now and the teeth kiss. The death kiss probably. Yeah. Okay. And then people are cracking jokes because of the whole green screen that I showed you guys, my hot little mess of a corner that we got going on here. Listen, you got to keep up appearances, okay? Make it work.
Hey, you just moved.
Bougie.
Right. Well, no, it probably would have looked like that. Something similar in the other place anyway. So that's okay. Yes, exactly. Behind the scenes of green screen life, because it's not easy in these streets. Okay. Let me see. Everybody's laughing at the green screen and everything that we had. Let me see.
That is so true.
Let's see. Bye. So Kenton, so someone responded to somebody else in the community, says, I have them buy what they need. I don't get it myself. Now you can, but that's only if you want. I don't know, man. That's taking a risk. Because that was the last thing that I said. more than
about to get a
likely
no.
you are asking them to be on your show, right? Unless they come to you and they say, hey, I want to be on a guest on your show because they have whatever vested interests, but that's not usually how it works. This is your show and you say, hey, I like this person, I want this person to come on and talk to my community about X, Y, and Z. So when you make that offer, I personally feel that that's your responsibility when you're asking. That's like asking somebody over to your house to chill and expecting them to buy the food.
Bring the
No.
food, right? Cook.
No.
I'm gonna ask you home, and I'm gonna, you want to go? You want to go home and eat?
Right.
Just, bring the pizza.
Right. So, again, we can agree to disagree, but just think of it that way. When you ask someone and you're inviting someone into your house, they may, out of good manners, bring a dessert or a drink or something, but they're not required to do that. You should be the good, gracious host, making sure that you have the food that they like, the food to entertain, the drinks, and that, you're being a gracious host. So that's what we're going to say about that. So you definitely need to have a guest kit. Yes. So let me go in. Yes, we did a good job today. That made you laugh because I really felt like I was like, man, we did a good job today. That was good.
Guys, I'll be right back.
Go ahead. You got no problem. Let me just bring.
I got my my walkaway camera though. There you go.
Oh, all right. Look, he was at the ready. Look at him.
But look.
Look at this. Hold on. We're going to single in this shot. Hold on. I need to see this shot. Let me look at this shot real quick so you guys can look at Dr. Fuljens' setup. Look at this dude. Why is he so... And Diana calls me bougie. My friends call me bougie. Look at this with a camera and a plant.
Man, I need a Rodecaster Pro.
Like you do.
I don't know. But that Rodecaster Pro looks sexy as hell.
You do. So this is what we're going to do. Look, we're going to do this. I'm going to bring you in this way. And this is live production on the fly. So we're going to bring this in because I just love his setup. We're just going to do this real quick. Hold on. If I can get the handle. What's happening here?
Get Elo out of here, man. He got 2 people in there.
You so silly. Let me see. And then let's do this. Okay. Here, look.
Man, it looks really good.
I'm over Fuljens anyway. Okay. Okay. You know what? That was good. And we can talk about that, Dr. Elo, because things are going to happen. And Diana's in the comments moderating, right? She's in these streets moderating. And so what's going to happen is, right, we've already gone an hour and 15 minutes. Fuljens, I know you're coming back. It looks like you're coming back. Just stay in the background. Keep that there for now. So we've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes and real life stuff is going to happen. There may be something like we are streaming from home 9 times out of 10, right? So you may have your significant other, one of your kids just jump in the scene, right? Cling, right?
Don't burn yourself.
Or you may need to go step off to the bathroom. You want to have a be right back scene set up. So you want to have something at the ready where you want to be super fly and powerful like Fuljens. I'm still mad because I don't have anything like this set up. And he's like, this is goals right now. So as he's messing with I can't with you, Fuljens. But you definitely look. So there's Dr. Elo's be right back screen, right? So then, what we can do is I can either single myself. So let me go back. I'm just gonna. That's obviously
mine has a little bit of music. That's why I had to turn it off. But it has a little bit of music.
Right. So we can single myself, or we can just come in and just have this as a background so that your remote guest doesn't have to worry about doing all of that stuff that I did. It's like, that's a cool setup. He put himself on mute. Me and Dr. Elo can keep talking and we Gucci. We good. So Fuljens, you can come back. Come
Did
back
you see
in,
Diana's comment about my setup?
No, what's her? I gotta go all the way down. Hold on. She said, "Grandmaster Bougie Flex." Who's worse now between the bouginess?
Setup.
I thought I was bougie. This dude got a whole candle, and the plant I'm not gonna front because I do normally have a little plant in on my desk. And I'm not gonna talk because when I do have my studio set up, it's gonna be bougie. But yes,
you don't remember my studio, right? I'm the same way. So yeah.
Come on now. All right, so let me see. Just going through. Yes. All right. So I'm just looking through that was funny. I love your shot though. I do love your setup. I love both of you
Thank you.
guys' setup. So it's, really good. Those are
Mine's
goals for me.
temporary, so that's good. That's the best I can
Exactly.
do.
Make it work for a temporary. David said, "Why are you going to my house? Because you're going to help me clean up this mess?" This mess in the background. Hey, so it shows up as Facebook user, but this is Chris Gloss
I
because
know who's-
that is his
yeah.
tagline. Champions, what is
Damn it.
going on, champion? How are you today? All right, fully with the candle. Exactly, his whole setup. All right, right, exactly. Cassandra said just need some relaxing Zen music to go along with the away
That's
shot. The
right.
way Dr. Elo said that he has
And I'm
some
sure
stuff.
there's aroma. I'm sure there's aroma in that room too. They're like,
Yeah,
Cinnamon.
yeah. The Rodecaster Pro, that's what's up. Right,
I
thank
usually use
you.
this playlist here.
I can't see it. It's too bright. Too bright,
it's
too bright.
It's
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 too-
called pure yoga.
Oh,
goodness,
his
it's a
meditation
really good
music.
Yeah.
Thank you, Diana. Diana says, I will stop calling you bougie after seeing Fulgen's setup.
I'm elevating right now. Downward dog.
Oh, for the food. Yes. We gonna eat good. We gonna eat good. Yes. All right. So, okay. Wow, this was good. This has been a good conversation. We'll stay on. I mean, everybody. So, community, let us know because I want to make sure we're not going to do 5 hours. I don't think we'll do 3 hours today. We are going on an hour and 20 minutes, but we do have 30 users. So, you guys are here. You're here for it. Thank you. I appreciate you. So, we'll continue to talk about some
think-
stuff. Yeah, let's talk.
I think you might want to divide this into theory and then action. Like next video or next live stream, do like the
Yeah.
demonstrations for it. So whenever people come back, they can have theory with all the spills and everything, and then the next one, if they want to come back, they have everything that you have. Just saying. What do you think?
I can't even because our community, we're just a bunch of goofballs. So Diana's like, Fuljens has those African dancers coming from coming to America, start dancing when he turns on the street.
Listen, perfect segue. Since
Perfect
February, we have Black
segue.
History
What?
Month. We're going to have a every February we do like what's called Fit BK Sweat Africa, which is like an African themed fitness class. So I'm definitely gonna incorporate Diana's idea.
There you go. Exactly. I really can't. Y'all are funny. Wait, Rob. Rob says, I had to look up booty. Rob, please let us know what the description.
man.
What did you get for the description? Because it should have been a picture of either India or now who takes the cake, a picture of Fulgens with his bougie setup. Okay. Hello. All right. That's so funny. Let me see. Is the music playing? I mean, is music still playing in the background? So definitely, I think we're gonna do a part 2. I think it may even lead into a part 3 because of everything. So let me see. Setting of the scenes. It sounds a bit intimidating. How much skill level is needed? Let me see. I'm just trying to think because I do want to show the community. I don't think so. I don't think
You need to
so.
follow steps. From A to B to C. It's a matter of following the steps. It's not
Yeah.
hard. It's just
Yeah.
you know.
Go ahead,
Right.
Fulgens. What were
And
you gonna say?
also the overlays are one thing, but you could at least just start with the basics, right? Of adding a guest. India's in the middle. I'm on to the left, Dr. Elo's to the right, or you could have, the camera overlays, Zoom style, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So, before you get into the next level, which is adding overlays and graphics and so forth. So that part is simple.
We'll start to go into some of it now. We'll do the behind the scenes. So we'll start the production and then we'll finish it. But Rob, because I knew it, this is why I told him. Rob says, bougie, people pretending or think they are high class, but they're really not and don't realize they aren't. Via Urban Dictionary.
Oh my god!
Damn, burn.
That's a burn. Yeah, I don't know.
Candle.
What?
Candle burn. That burn.
Wait,
From my plants.
I can't. I'm dead. I'm dead. And you know, it's so funny because I love how the community, right, Diana? I love how we all know each other. I just knew he was going to pull that from there. So that's why I egged him on. And I knew he was going to say some craziness like that. Thank you, Rob.
Oh man.
Thank you for giving me what I needed. You gave me life. Exactly. Chris, hey, Chris, what's going on? I didn't see when you come in. He said, talk about shade. You know, that's how we do, right? With the uppercut. Hello. All right. I need to read this again because that was towards me too. Hold on. Espérate. Let me go back to this.
Pin that.
Hold on.
Pin that.
Or you
Right.
can-
Oh, how do we pin that? You know what?
I know, right? There needs to be a pin feature.
There is. You can favorite comment, and I don't think that that's working maybe on Restream because that is a part of this beta. That is a part of this beta that you're supposed to be able to pin comments. That would have been good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right.
All right. We'll leave that. I mean, I can lock it in. I think I can leave it like that.
Don't
But anyway.
realize they aren't. Oh my
Anyway.
god, that's what kicked them.
Anyway.
Bougie. I just don't know. I'm not.
I don't know what
Bad
you're
and
talking about.
bougie.
I'm high class, okay? I'm high class. I don't pretend to be.
Yeah. Whew.
I digress. All right. Okay, so no, I don't think you, and I think, you know, you guys tell me, I don't think, no, Joanna, the new Ecamm beta, one of the new updates that just came out this week is that you are able to favorite comments. And I'm not seeing that here. So I don't know if it's because I'm going directly to Restream. So I got to find out some more, right? And that's probably what it is. But I will talk to that guy, that pain in the butt guy moderator for the beta gang, Doc Rock. And we'll see. And I'll find out more about that. Why? Y'all be throwing shade. He's at India. You're definitely high class with that corner you got going on. Chris, how long have you been here for? Because I didn't see him pop in the comments, but that means he's been watching for a
Right.
minute. Why?
He's Facebook user number 1.
Right. He is right. Facebook user number 1. Exactly. If you're high class, if you are high class, if you have an SM7B, let me see your microphone, Fuljens.
Hey.
Let me see your microphone. Hold on. No, not me. He's bougie. Because that's an expensive microphone for no reason.
For no reason.
I just like to sound well.
Well, I have the little baby version of it. I got the little
I got the
baby
baby
MVs.
version.
Right, me and you, Dr. E. Me and you,
Okay.
Dr. E. So right, yeah, I think you guys, I think to set up some basic scenes can be very easy. So let's go into interview mode real quick. Not interview mode. I apologize. We're going to go into live demo mode.
Oh man, the comments are killing me, man.
You're on fire tonight.
Man, Diana's on fire. I ain't gonna say.
Diana is always on fire. Is that people be sleeping on Diana, okay? But Diana is always on fire. All right. So I turned on live demo mode and we'll just go back. She said, yes, I did say it was expensive for no reason because like, why is his microphone $400? Like, why? Like I can sound just as good with the little baby microphone. I don't understand. And then Rob says,
Touché.
explanations of the bougie of bougie are even more savage on Urban Dictionary. I bet he probably chose the nicest one. Exactly.
Yep. The PG.
Yes, I got the blue Yeti mic arm. Come on, Cass, let's go.
Oh,
Don't
man.
worry about it. He does too. No, he got that from me because I got that. So I am all right. Anyway, I digress. So you guys, right? You guys are looking now at live demo mode, right? So I'm just gonna lower the music now because we're gonna get into more of the technical stuff,
Can't hear
right?
any music, anyways. It's good.
Oh, so I had it lower. Okay. Hey,
Those are low,
look
yeah.
at Keely. Hey, Keely, what's going on, girl? I see
Keely.
you. What's up? Keely was great in the comments yesterday. We connected. That is my new sister from another mister. Appreciate you for chiming in, Keely. So let me see. All right. What do you guys want to say about scenes and overlays? How would you guys describe the difference between the two to someone who is new to remote producing? What do you think?
Well, scene. It's a scene. It's like a view that you're creating for the person on the other side. So even though you see it here and you're doing it yourself, it's for people to see it on the other side. And you're creating scenes, different scenes. It can be yourself. It can be a desktop with your small face on the bottom, so you can do tutorials. It can be the interview scenes that you can use two, three, four, and you use different type of overlays for it. So you will use in your scenes, you use overlays, you use music. There's all kinds of stuff. But scenes, just think of it of something that other people are going to see. That's what you're creating. You're creating a view for them.
Perfect.
Right. So the scenes are helping you tell your story, and the overlays are giving it an extra oomph.
All right. I like that. That was a great
You said
description.
oomph.
Yeah. Oomph.
Does
Give
it
you that
sound for
extra
that?
oomph, that extra pizzazz. Okay.
That's right.
Extra
The extra
pizzazz.
bouginess.
That extra bougie. Hello. Okay. Right. Because you can
Add a
get really,
logo.
you can go, right. Exactly. You can get those. So, okay. All right. So, scenes, exactly what the guy said, is you have a different scene. And so over here, and what I will do is, can I make this? Let me see. This is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do this this way.
You get that. And you
Get
said,
that,
corn, yo, that looks good.
Corneo. Corneo. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm actually going to show just Ecamm live scenes. Okay. Did it load? No. What happened here? Hold on, guys. Remote
happened
producing.
was-
What had
No, we're
happened
doing that.
was, all right, so there's Fuljens scenes, and why this is not working. There we are. So we're looking at there. Hold on, let's try this one more time. And scenes.
That is Mars, by the
There
way.
you go. All right. So now let me zoom. Stop. All right, what are we doing? Ecamm live. So you guys are seeing Ecamm live. Where's my scene? Then I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger and you know what?
Wait, hold on.
What's happening here? Hold on.
Oh,
I can't stand you guys.
Wait, don't make Lola come for you.
Right. What's happening
know.
here? This may not work the way I want it to work. So tell me, how hard is this for you guys to see? I know for those of you guys,
Stop it,
thanks,
Lola.
Rob. I know this is on the computers, this is fine, but on the cell phones, this might be a little bit small to see. So if it's small, let me know. Cassandra said, scene is like a picture frame. It holds the borders. That was like a perfect explanation. Thank you, Cassandra.
Bam.
That was a perfect explanation. It holds the borders, the pictures, any logos or anything like that, right? Everybody's laughing at the knife noises, right? Today, India, you
I
know
got in
what?
trouble.
Yo, y'all are funny. Okay, so here, what we're looking at, these are some of the different scenes that I have, right? So you can see within my scenes, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch. So you see you have a play button, and here, this is
They're
the
just like the
scene.
corner in the apartment.
What?
They're just like the corner.
Oh, just like, I can't stand you. He said it's just like the corner of my apartment. Okay, so I can't. So these are all different scenes, and then depending on what I'm talking about, I have different folders for it. So you see I have FTHB, that's first time home buyer seminar. This here is called housing partnership. That was an interview that I did with the housing partnership. This is called loopback. So here are the different scenes that I had within loopback, right? So here's one scene. And then if we go back, right, here is another scene. So you can see my messy green screen. And then if we go back, here's another one, right? So these are all different
Hey, India.
scenes. Hey. And then if we click on the plus button over here, and this is now specific to Ecamm Live. So it may look a little bit different if you're doing something in, it may look a little bit different if you are doing something in OBS, in vMix, but you want to start a new scene. when you start a new scene, now here, this is what my new scene starts like. And I start to, I can't stand you guys. And then, and then it
We're
starts to
on
build
corner
out,
watch.
right?
We are on corner watch.
Whatever. I can't stand you guys. You know what? Whatever, y'all. But so you have your different scenes, right? So if we go through it, so what I just showed you, I showed you my folder of the scenes itself. And you see within the scene, there was a line, and those are all of these different things. So this is a scene, right? This is a box. I'm sharing my screen, and I have the guys in circles. This is another scene, right, where we want to emphasize one of the different guys, right? So if I were to have another group, another member come in, they would be in box number 3. So that's your layout. If we wanted to do something kind of like this is another scene. And so when we spoke about, let's go here, let's do this.
That's a cool scene.
All right, so let's do this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to come in. You're going to see my green screen. Don't talk.
In the corner.
In the corner. You know what? Yo, I can't.
That song is amazing.
Oh my God, let's do this. And so, okay, so here we are. Here's a scene. Let me just make this bigger. So now let's say your guest was going to come in and your guest wants to talk about Ecamm Live. So don't forget, I'm going to bring my guest on the scene. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my camera because I want to make sure I have all of my guests on here. This is a part of the remote production that you guys should be doing ahead of time. So now I'm showing you guys, okay, I know that I'm going to have Dr. Elo come on, and Dr. Elo and Fuljens are going to talk about Ecamm Live. So they want me to go on the website. What happened here? Did I lose Dr. Elo? I did lose Dr. Elo. That's what he gets for talking. Why? Why, Dr. Elo? Why? I
don't know.
Okay.
Something happened. I don't know.
Something happened. You see, he was talking all that mess and something happened. So let me see. All right, so we're back.
My lemonade went out for a minute.
Okay. So now here we are. So you see, I just built out a scene with you guys live. So remember, in the very first part of this live stream, we spoke about your guest. So now my guests today were Dr. Elo and Fuljens Henry. We spoke about the content that we were going to be talking about. So when we planned today's live stream, we knew that our content was going to involve remote producing, and we talked about the different topics. Now we use Ecamm Live. So I say, Dr. Elo, I want you to tell the community what Ecamm Live is and how great of a community it is. So now I just built out a scene for you guys in real time where I have my little Mac that's ready to go. I duplicated my cameras so I can bring in the guys. I had my page ready to go, right? And now as he talks, I can go ahead and I can just scroll down if I want. Oh, there's no scrolling down because it's just at one post. But basically, we can go ahead and we can go from there. What do you guys want to add now with everything I just showed? Between all of that, as our community and as our group just continues to just be funny with us.
Huh? Exactly.
Don't be that type of guest. Don't be that type of guest. Right.
I don't know if you want to save it for another stream, India.
Yeah,
but
we can.
Do you want to go
leave
into
that. I think that. Go ahead.
The shared screen that you're doing right now, because maybe folks might not know what's going on with the shared screen.
I don't even know what. What are you asking me? I don't even know what you're saying.
Huh? I told
this Ecamm Live community
right.
page that you're on. I don't know if it's like a screenshot or if that's an actual web page that you're
No, that's
sharing.
an actual web page that I'm sharing.
Right.
It's my actual Safari.
Right.
So hold on. All right, hold on. We'll start. We'll talk about that a little bit and then we will wrap up
Not yet. No.
because we're at an hour and 35 minutes.
What
So
happened was
what happened was, y'all are funny. Yes, we're using Ecamm Live.
These comments.
Thank you, Chris. So he's saying the scenes are very well organized. I tried. I cleaned it up a little bit, and that's something you're going to have to do. You go ahead and you clean it up. Michelle, thank you so much for coming through. Everybody's laughing at each other. And Lola had said it, right? Lola did say, this is why you want to prep your scenes and prep everything ahead of time and your guests, because it's okay to do stuff on the fly on a live stream. But remember, know your audience. So I know you guys, and I know that everybody's here to have fun. Like, everybody's here to learn, but everybody's also here to have fun. So we can do this type of stuff. But if we're talking about the things that we do during our day jobs and we're giving presentations to executives, you want to prep ahead of time to minimize as many mistakes and snafus as possible, because you want that remote production to come out clean and smooth and crisp. Okay.
And it's important to treat your YouTube channel as a job, or it's the same deal. It's the same. Like for me, it's discipline. I do things with the same amount of discipline I do not work. So I do it from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. I follow my steps. I follow an outline. I do every single thing that I do the same way. You know, if you want to succeed and you want people to see your live streams, you have to organize yourself. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, no, organizing, I think that's imperative. Fuljens, what do you think? Because you do your streams to fit BK. You do a lot of stuff. You do the stuff with the church. Like, and again, it was like you guys being humble. But talk about like your planning and, you know, all of the work that it takes ahead of time to make sure that when you give it out to your audience, it's valuable and people enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. So for instance, I'm setting up for BK 3 hours before a class actually starts.
Wow.
You know, because I want to make sure everything is running smoothly. I want to make sure my scenes are correct. I want to make sure my overlays are correct. You know, and just this past Friday, I met with my staff because we plan on doing remote productions moving forward. You know, we don't want to, you know, they'll be in place for actually, you know, doing stuff on the set and creating, you know, like a studio type of setup. But everyone can continue working from home from time to time and make sure that they have the proper tools in place. I brought them in on interview mode, you know, four people at a time. Make sure that they're wearing the headphones, making sure that they know, make sure that they have a proper internet connection, and showing them how I'm planning to set the scenes for them and so forth. You know, yeah.
And prep work is that
I got nothing.
Right, no, because Diana called it. It was perfect. She said, now he's trying to talk all calm like he didn't just break the stream. Exactly.
blame Fuljens.
Right, like
blame
what?
But yeah, but this is something that we're going to be we're going to be doing a lot of remote producing at my nonprofit for the next few months to come.
You know, and I think, David, so happy to see you here. Thank you. And I don't know if you called. I knew you were looking forward to this, David. So today was more of the talking through of the planning and your guests and things like that. So like I said, I don't know how long you've been on, but I know you'll enjoy this half. You're going to definitely enjoy the second half where we go into kind of what I did, right? So the second half we're going to talk about is kind of like what I did, right? So let's go back into live demo mode because this is where we're going to end it unless there's any last minute questions. When we come back on the date, what was the question?
Where does Fuljens get his
candle? Right, yeah, Chris. He didn't even say that. He said, I'm going to need an Amazon link for the candle.
Oh boy,
we're a bunch of goofballs. Right?
Oh, that's great.
Hold on, what happened there? Oh,
let's save the integrity of the live stream while we still can.
Right, exactly. Right. So when we come back, hopefully, so we'll coordinate our days and we'll see what we can make happen. I'll try to keep it as consistent as possible. But when we come back next week, so we've spoken about prepping as long as you can ahead of time, right? So whether it's a few days, definitely Fuljens just said that he preps 3 hours ahead of time, planning out what the content's going to look like, writing down notes, and getting on the same page with your guest. Once you get on the same page with your guest, this is where then you start to build everything out. So you can see here, I have my scenes on the very most left-hand side of this corner. That's my scenes. Then here you have overlays, and I'll give you a description of what an overlay is. So we have the camera, right? So this camera, let me see which one. I'm going to hide it, and that's going to take Fuljens off the screen.
You're grounded, honey. You're grounded.
Right.
I'm in
right?
timeout.
He's on timeout. Right. Exactly. I should put the both of them on timeout. Right. These are all overlays. Right. So we're going to talk about camera overlays because these are considered camera overlays. But then there's also image overlays where you can add in a logo. You can add in an actual picture or whatever the case may be. You can add in, text. So if we go in and you see earlier, if I go back to this is my camera. If I want to bring in a picture, but I don't want to do that, I'm going to back out. But if I want to bring in some text where I want to put the names and things like that, that'll be here. So next week, we're going to go through this setup here. So you have your scenes, you have your overlays. Depending on the software, on the right-hand side, you have your comments and your reactions if you're going live. Down in the middle are the sound levels because you want to make sure, like for me, you want to make sure I sound good. This is mine, but I wanted to for my interviewees. Now I can just mute them. And now even if they start talking, they're muted. You're not going to hear them, right? I can just say, you know what? I'm tired of you guys. Now I'm really putting you guys on timeout. And then you have... So let me just jump out of live demo mode. That's going to be next week. Next week is going to be the meat and potatoes of actually starting to tie in your remote show together on that type of aspect. What do you guys want to add? What do you think?
And that's how you make your stream yours. That's how you brand it. You put all the things that you want it. How does it look? So that's the way you personalize your stream or personalize it to the person who's going to be streaming, right? To whomever you're going to be producing. So
right,
that's how you make it yours or theirs. Doesn't matter.
Right. And as we said before, like we have barely scratched the surface
right,
when it comes to remote production, right? Because there's a lot more involved, both before, during, and after the stream, right? Because now you want to do lessons learned.
Right.
And get scolded for being goofballs and causing a train wreck.
Right. And it's so funny. So Chris, I love you guys. He says, I don't know. My takeaway today has been watch those high class corners and have a meditation meditation station at your desk.
Hey.
Listen, because things are going to go wrong. You need to make sure you got your corners in check. Okay. And you need to make sure that you can take a Zen moment to just... and let it go. Let it go. Okay. Let me see. Lola says that you've been on timeout for weeks. Doc never took him out.
I got a pardon from Diana. Diana pardoned me, so I'm good.
Oh my goodness. You guys everybody is funny. I cannot... Fuljens fault. Exactly. Thank God. So we got, now you're in it because it's hashtag India did it. And I didn't do anything today except for my crappy corners, right? I guess India did it. And now Fuljens fault. Fuljens fault.
I'm just happy I'm out of it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You're lucky. Whatever.
Yeah.
So
I'm just starting stuff and leaving.
Right. Exactly. He's just like, he's starting the fire. The fire.
And Fuljens gets blamed.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's okay. You guys should know this is what happens with Doc, where I come in and Doc is like, India, stop messing up the stream. I didn't even say anything. I'm like,
right.
What the foot?
Right, exactly. Cornio. Right.
Lord,
right. Thank you, Diana. Diana said all India did was try to save this stream. That was
wow.
I know, right? Hey.
Right. We have Facebook user says connected the iPad today and discovered I was able to play a video from the iPad on Ecamm on the live stream. It was really interesting. Yeah, so we can sample some of that stuff because I think that goes into, we'll talk about camera overlays and that, definitely is going to have to be at least a 3-part series. I agree. It's going to be have to be a 3-part series or more because next week we'll talk about scenes and overlays, getting all of this pretty stuff because this red border is a background. That's an overlay. This here with the text, these are all overlays right here. So you have those overlays. Then the cameras are overlays, right? So you see we have lots of different things. You have the template itself is an overlay. So and there's so many different things that you can bring in. There's widgets, there's cameras, there's all of that good stuff. So I can see us talking about the additional tools like bringing in an iPad wired or wirelessly, bringing in a cell phone wired or wirelessly.
You turn on the wrong one. You're in India at the same time.
Oh, okay.
India.
And then Dr. Elo. Okay, thank you. See? Right? And so making sure you have everything ready. So that'll probably be, I'm thinking right now in the 3rd part. Hey, Vivi, thank you so much for coming in. And I have to get back to you, Vivi. I saw your message, but I was eating and then I was preparing for the live stream. So I didn't have a chance. So I will get back to you.
Now, here's my question. Can you handle 3 shows with us?
No. But I'm going to have to. Like, I already got myself into this. Like, what am I going to do? I got to do this for the community. I have to do this for the community.
And bite the bullet.
Right. So what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do?
What a big heart.
Let's see after, because this is called a remote production series. Let's see after this series is over. Let's see after this series is over how many times y'all will be back on the show.
And hold on, India. You sure you want to go on LinkedIn Live with
right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm okay with going on LinkedIn Live because he's going to have us on his channel. So we can. So I'm all for going.
I got 2.
Dr. Elo did it.
All right. So David, I knew David came in late. David Hunt. So he said replay squad. Cool. Let me know in the comments, David. Let me know if there's anything we can help you. David is ready to volunteer. So I might just boot someone off and bring David on because these dudes, right? Diana said,
no. Shoot.
Right. Like
exactly right.
No, they're not ready for the LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn Live is not ready for us. That's what that's really about. So that's where we're at. So we'll definitely, I am thinking right now we will be doing at least 2 more shows. Next week is going to be the meat and potatoes because it's also not just about your overlays, right? Remember, this thing here is an overlay, this red border. So it's not just about your overlay. You have to think about where do you get those overlays? Do you make them? Because these don't come in any of the software programs. They don't come in OBS. They do not come in Ecamm Live. They do not come in vMix. So it's also the planning and the resources. So it's about the tools, the resources. That's step 1. The same thing with your images. The same thing like with the text, your logos. Where do you get those things?
Your
music. And then bringing them in,
everything.
Right. Your music, exactly. So we're
going
to
talk
about
finish it off
all
with
of that.
With a stream deck.
So, Vivi, the super chat, thank you, my love. There is no super chat, but you can buy me a coffee, or you can buy Dr. Elo a coffee, or you can buy Fuljens a coffee. So for my buy me a coffee, because I got my M1, I know that I know that Lola has been putting it on the screen. It is buy me a coffee / India D. That's my buy me a coffee. Fuljens is buy me a coffee / Fuljens. Fuljens, Fuljens, Fuljens. And then Dr. Elo's Buy Me a Coffee is Buy Me a Coffee / Dr. Elo, Dr. DRELO. Is there a period or it's just DRELO?
Can't remember. So yes.
Wait, I was just thinking and I saw something go up. And let me see if this works. Hold on. I should have tested it because I did. Oh, it didn't work. I got to bring it over. All right. But Lola took care of that for me. So
Lola has been doing an amazing job in the chat room, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Lola, Diana. Yes. My mods have been doing an amazing job. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Keely says, I've been accused of overseeing on Facebook, and I think that's super unfair. Keely, so maybe
Wow.
definitely next week. So I'll send you a message because maybe you can come on for like 5 minutes as a quick guest. And David, I might do the same thing where we'll have you come on and talk a
Show
little
us.
bit from you guys' perspective, because I would love to hear more about overseeing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because we're all from the same community. Fulgens, were you gonna say something?
No.
No. Oh, okay, good. All right.
I haven't heard of it. But I kind of imagine what it is, which is crazy. So, Facebook, nobody understands Facebook anyway. So,
Right. Right. All right, cool. So stay tuned. We will get our stuff together with the dates and times, but it'll definitely be at least a week from now, but it won't be too much longer than a week from now. And the way I like to do things, because if you don't know India and the person that she is that India is a major planner. So
Bougie.
yes, I'm
no, you got
bougie.
that one now, man.
I am bougie.
Oh,
Wait, I
yeah.
got bougie down?
No, I'm
Wait, what?
supreme bougie now. Supreme.
You're supreme.
bougie.
Oh God. Supreme. Oh God.
Like Taco Bell.
But yes, I am a planner, and because I want to make sure it's not even, well, yes, it's because I'm planning and my controlling OCD tendencies, but I talked to my therapist about that. I'm not going to talk to you guys about that. That's not the real thing. Okay. But I do plan. Really, the reason why I do plan is because it's for you guys. Because I know that this information is definitely important. And I know that you guys are looking forward to this. And I know, it's the weekend. Everybody has real life stuff going on. So for me, that's why I'm so crazy with being structured and letting you know and making the posts and doing the thumbnails and trying to stick to that so that you guys can make time to plan it or to at least catch some of it. So you know what's happening, because then this is what makes us all successful as a community, guys, right? So wait, why y'all throwing shade? Hold on, Diana. Diana says India plans. The other two rip the run of the show sheet up. Right, Diana. Thank you. I planned. I had everything ready. I was like, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that,
Well,
and then
I'm
these
just
guys like,
following what I've learned about being uniquely me. I'm just saying. Hallelujah.
Learn and do. There you go. Learning and doing.
Hey, what if we were robots?
stand y'all.
We made this fun.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Gotta have fun.
Thank you. No,
Folks
absolutely.
had a good time. And we
No,
learned
yeah,
a lot,
the folks had a great time. Thank you so much for everyone that tuned in. Thank you, everyone that showed love. You guys have been amazing in the comments. You guys have been amazing for staying with us for an hour and 55 minutes. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Dr. Elo is over here. Yes, I did it right. Dr. Elo is, let me get in the frame. Right here. So thank you,
Right.
Dr. Elo. I appreciate you for coming on. I can't wait to have you on next week. And Fuljens, let me get this right. There you go. My boy, Fuljens. Thank you so much for coming on, showing love, showing support. I appreciate you guys. Mostly I appreciate y'all in the community. Thank you, Diana, for moderating and giving us entertainment as usual. Thank you, Lola, for moderating and giving entertainment as usual. I appreciate all of you guys. And we will catch you guys on the next one.